I'm not sure if I've spoken about it before, but I just need to give a quick like explanation for certain things. People don't know like why hair falls out for cancer patients. So this is like a brief explanation for it. So chemotherapy is designed to kill the cancerous cells, which are fast dividing, fast developing cells. Because the chemotherapy cannot distinguish between good and bad cells, the good cells that are also fast developing and fast growing, or rapidly dividing, I think they say, they get attacked as well. So the rapidly dividing cells consist in areas that are hair, gastrointestinal tract, which is your stomach, down to your colon, rectum, like the whole thing from mouth to bum, if that makes sense, and stuff like skin and whatnot. But it basically it impacts many things, but main things are the hair we're talking about now. So my hair was falling out for probably like 2 weeks in the first round, then it stopped falling out. I had the second round, and then a week or 10 days into that, it started falling out again. So it was rather long hair. My camera's about to run out of storage as well, so I got to rush through this and just smash it out. So it was falling out. In the second round, because I'd already had it falling out in the first round, it was falling out at a much more rapid pace. So it was coming out, like the amount of hair that I would find in my bed pillow when I woke up was much greater. It would fall out if I went like this. I'll show you a video of me putting my hand through my hair and how much hair was left in my hand like that. And it was just falling out at a much faster rate. So it was kind of actually quite annoying because it would fall into my skin, and it felt like just always itchy, like pushing it off me like that. So I just said to Mum, okay, let's shave it. So we went into my kitchenette, which is just here. My friend Sarah set up the tripod, which I'm using right now to film it, and I've also got my iPhone hooked up and filming from a different angle. So Mum was given the shearers from the Leukemia Foundation coordinator down here in Tasmania, and she started to shave my hair, which I've already experienced. Mum shaved my hair back in 2014 during the first cancer time. Mum shaved my head. The first time back in 2014 I shaved my head, I went into the World's Greatest Shave, which is a charity fundraiser down here in Australia. Basically you sign up and then people donate money to your page, and then you shave your head or you colour your hair or wax your legs, that sort of stuff. And last year, back in, I say 2014, I raised over like $5,000 from my friends and my social media platforms like Instagram and that sort of stuff. So it was just unbelievable to have that many people support and donate money to such a good cause. And I also had a news crew come into my hospital room and interview us. They didn't interview me because I felt really sick at the time. They shaved my head, and about 2 minutes after they shaved my head, I started getting the cold shivers like this, which you would see in a previous episode. They interviewed my mum, and they put that all over the news to promote the date, I guess, or because it happened on one day. They put it on the news that night to say, yeah, this happened today, that sort of stuff. And then because I got the social media following through Facebook, and I guess my story was well broadcast throughout Tasmania at the time, the Leukemia Foundation came to me to video an advertisement for next year's. I was actually healthy at the time. This is after I beat cancer for the first time, and the next year they came to me and said, do you want to film this video to do next year's or this year's World's Greatest Shave advertisement? So yeah, I said yes. I'd never done anything before for that before. I'd never spoken to a camera before. I've never been very good at public speaking, so outside my house they filmed it. It took about half an hour for me to talk, to say like a 20-second monologue, like just me just stuttering. Like you can probably even tell right now, like I always speak too fast and I stutter my words and that sort of stuff. But it took probably even close to an hour for me to just say a few words about what's happening, how you can help, that sort of stuff. Nevertheless, their magical editor cropped out all the crap things I was saying and put all the good things I was saying in, and it turned into quite a good advertisement. But yeah, it helped out lots of people. We've shaved my head now, and actually it's stopped. One of the annoying thing was it stopped falling out probably a day or two after I shaved it off, and now it's actually kind of growing back. You can see there's a bit of colour to the hair shape, if that makes sense. So I wouldn't say I regretted it, but if I waited 2 more days, it probably would have stopped falling out, and I would have been able to look like a normal person, if that makes sense. However, I'm fine walking around like this. I'm not fussed with the looks that you get. I talked about it in an Instagram post, like it's the day I shaved my head, I put up an Instagram post. I was just talking about what it's like to look like this, like obviously a person, a 21-year-old, which is how old I am, walking around bald isn't a natural thing. So when people look at you, they do a double take, like they think, like, is this person shaved their head, are they sick? Which isn't good for like a self-confidence perspective, naturally. So I spoke in my Instagram post from that day that back in 2014 when I had a bald head, I let no one see it. Like I said that if without counting hospital staff and nurses, that sort of stuff, I probably let less than 20 people, like family and friends, see my bald head, because it's not that I was ashamed of it. The main reasons was that I thought that if someone saw me bald, skinny, pale, it would have brought them down, thinking, oh, this person's sick, this person's having and not having a good day because they're going through a quite obvious cancer battle, because that's quite a stereotypical look that they have: bald head, skinny, pale. But then, so I didn't show anyone, and back when I went to work, my hair was only like a tiny bit longer than what it is now, and I wouldn't say I was self-conscious. It was just like not a very. It probably was self-consciousness. It was probably yeah, it was probably some sort of self-consciousness that I wouldn't have admitted, but it was something that just was invertedly placed in my brain, because it's not a normal thing for someone my age to be experiencing. This time around, I've got a completely different mindset to how it works. If my mindset is now, if someone sees me and I am obviously not wearing a hat and walking around skinny, bald, pale, obviously it's not a very visually appealing or visually pleasing thing to see. However, if the actions I portray and the emotions I portray as they see me in this state are good, such as laughing, smiling, speaking, just being overall looking like via the deeds and actions like a healthy person, whilst the actual appearance of me was unwell, that would have been able to give them a happy feeling. Like seeing someone in my situation still being able to laugh and to smile and to portray a happy person would give them some sort of happy feeling inside, because I don't know, some sort of thought of hope that if this person who's going through this experience can be happy, why can't I? I go outside with my bald head bald head, even though I've got hair. And people look like it's very easy to see that people look at you, which I'm okay with, because it is something that draws your eye. I'm a tall, now skinny, mostly pale if I'm feeling unwell, and a bald head, so people look at you. But I try and keep that happy. Well, I don't really have to try. I'm usually always happy and cheerful when it comes to outside and social events. So I keep that happy appearance, and I hope to think that it changes people's ideas of how I'm going. My camera just ran out of storage, so now my iPhone. What I was saying was that when I usually go out in public, people look at me either because of the appearance I have, or because they have followed or are aware of my social media postings. Because I've currently got 15,000 Instagram followers and 3,000 Facebook followers or likers. I don't like the word fans. And Tasmania being a very small state, everyone knows everyone, so the word travels, etc. That sort of stuff. So yeah, people look. I can understand why I had that sort of self-consciousness back in 2014, but at the moment I've obviously had a different perspective on how my appearance can influence others to find hope in either my cancer journey or one of their loved ones' cancer journeys, one of their friends' journeys, because seeing a cancer patient looking happy, I would assume, would give someone a bit of hope. So I continue to keep that up, and as far as I believe, it's helping people. The hair is, as far as I know, growing back right now because the chemo's left my body. However, it's still impacting my bone marrow. I don't believe I'm producing healthy blood cells as of yet. I'm still quite reliant on blood products, etc. However, it's growing back. I'm very sure I'm going to lose my hair again in Melbourne because I have to undergo a very strenuous protocol of chemotherapy, which is another video I have to speak about. But for the moment, I thought it was just good to talk about what's happening with the hair, why we shaved it off, and I guess what's going to happen with it in the future, because especially for the reasoning as to why it falls out, no one knows. Oh, I wouldn't say no one, I said less people know. And I just find it fulfilling and enjoyable to tell people why things happen, and teach through my own experiences how it works. Like how does cancer treatment affect the body, which is something I just find so fascinating as to how the human body reacts to these drugs and how it repairs and recovers, and just the human biology and the human physiology and everything like that, how it's all impacted just by a drug which does something to the body. I just find it fascinating, which I intend to teach more about in the future, either by videos, Instagram posts, Facebook posts, everything like that. But yes, once again, thanks so much for watching. If you have any questions, put them down below. Let's keep encouraging each other. Peace out.